Hello YouTube, it's Tony. So today I'll be showing you a Superglass money making guide. And so this requires 77 magic as well as completing the Lunar Diplomacy quest, in which case you must be on Lunar Spellbook. So you can start at any bank, but I would say my favorite one is Combat Academy. Anyways, here's my equipment setup. I'll start off with Elemental Battle Staff, and this is a new Treasure Trails reward. Don't worry though, because this is actually tradable. Now the actual name of the weapon is not the description of any sort of particular element of a battle staff. So what the staff does is it provides unlimited runes for the 4 basic elemental runes, which is really awesome, right? Well, I actually forgot to use it here since I didn't realize about this. Otherwise you can just use a fire staff anyways. After that I have the large rune pouch, and this contains astro runes. For people like me who aren't using elemental battle staff, you're going to be using air runes as well. Then finally I have the full artisan's outfit, and it's pretty optional, but it gives you 6% more crafting XP. Alright, so in my inventory setup, you're going to want to create a bank preset, which contains 14 buckets of sand and 14 soda ash. Now the soda ash is a lot cheaper and easier to buy since the corrupted workers do drop them in bulk. Otherwise, seaweed works just fine as well. So here's how this spell works. So whenever you cast Superglass Make, it'll turn all buckets of sand as well as soda ash in your inventory to molten glass. It's pretty much the same as bones to bananas or humidify. Now you can sometimes actually get more molten glass than sand and soda ash. So like 30% of the time you'll get 2 molten glass instead of 1 per pair. So yeah, here's the strategy. You're going to start by keybinding the Superglass Make to the action bar. So one of the strategies I would say is when you're loading the bank preset, just press the escape key to close the bank interface faster, and finally press the Superglass Make keybind. Otherwise, the other strategy is, you could try to position the action bar so that the bank interface doesn't block it. So when you're loading the bank preset, just click the icon from your action bar, and that way you'll immediately start casting it. I mean, it's up to you to decide which one's right for you. I'm not actually using mouse keys, just so you know. As you'll notice, it's definitely quite click intensive as a whole. Now there's also a delay after casting the spell, which can be really annoying. Like, it causes me to misclick a lot since the bank interface doesn't open up right away. So in conclusion, I created 16.7k molten glass in 1 hour, in which case I casted the spell 916 times. Now I consumed 12.8k of each buckets of sand and soda ash. In other words, that would get me 30% more glass than the bucket of sand and soda ash pairing. So as for how much I sold them, well, I sold them for 306 GP each, which means I made 5.1 mil. That means I would profit 3.8 mil if I were to account for the cost of sand, soda ash, and the astro runes. Now that's going to assume that you're going to use the elemental battle staff item. As for the XP per hour, well, I got 128k crafting XP per hour without the artisan's outfit and 71.4k magic XP per hour. Honestly, it's a pretty profitable crafting method, however it's very click intensive. For those who are wondering whether this method will be safe or ruined, well, because I made a video on this, I would say no, because the molten glass is in fairly good demand for invention parts. So with that being said, the reason why I mentioned this method is because it doesn't have super high requirements, as well as not requiring too much upfront cash. Now I do have a 1 hour footage and I'll leave that link in the description. So yeah, thanks for watching and I hope it helps. If I missed anything, feel free to ask.